Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, the flags in right field providing a bit of relief, showing the breeze. We're here for the 1-2 game between the Tavistock Merchants and the Owen Sound Selects. The temperature at game time, first pitch here, is a balmy 32 degrees Celsius with a humidex of 41 in downtown Carp. So, certainly important to stay hydrated, and these young men are going to have their work cut out for them. With Riley Mannion on the bump for the Owen Sound Selects, squaring off against Reese Yancey, who did not throw against the Selects yesterday. But we should be in for a great couple hours of fast-pitch softball.
Ryan, if you're going to ask me before the tournament who the teams would be in this game, these are the two teams I would have bet on. Doesn't mean the other teams aren't strong, but these two teams were, I think, favored to be in this position. So the winner of this game goes directly to the final tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The loser does have a second life. They will play at noon against the winner of the Team Quebec versus Saskatchewan game that will be played at 7 tonight. So there's right now 4 teams left in contention for the 2022 Under-23 Men's Softball Canada Fast Pitch Championship here in Carp, Ontario. Your officials for this game behind the dish is Jean-Michel Laliberté. On first base is Martin Saint-Jean. At second base is Christian Brown. And on third is Chris Carroll. So it's a 4-man system of officiating for this game here on Playoff Saturday in Carp.
Had a couple of great games so far today, Adam. First one between Team Newfoundland, Physio & Co. and the Saskatchewan Delisle Pride. Followed by another great game that just took place between Team Quebec and the host Ottawa Valley Chiefs. Riley Mannion sets, gets a sign for the first pitch of the game, and here we go. Strike one to Mason McKay.
McKay's leading off here. He's the center fielder. He was recognized as an all-star here at the round-robin portion of the tournament. McKay had a pretty good tournament in the round-robin. 9 hits, 3 homers, and 11 RBI, and hit .409. That'll get you all-star status.
That pitch in the dirt for ball one. Didn't have a whole lot of success yesterday against Riley Mannion with a strikeout, ground out, and a flyout. Hoping to turn things around here today, facing him for the second time in 2 days. That pitch is up for ball two. So 2-1 count here to McKay. Mannion gets a sign, sets, delivers. In there for strike two.
Pretty good crowd here hanging out for this game, Carp. Lots of people sitting in the shade as opposed to sitting in the stands, which is completely understandable given the conditions.
That one ripped in the hole. It's through short. McKay takes a big turn, stays put. He's in there with the leadoff single to get things started.
Now batting the shortstop, number 16, Sam Bowman.
Bring Sam Bauman to the dish. If anyone's tuning in from Tavistock, just big jump by McKay there. Let me know if it's Bowman or Bauman. I'm not really sure. I don't know if you're confirmed that or not.
Not 100% sure.
One of the young men I haven't had a chance to ask. Get the sign from the third base coach. Squares to bunt. Fouls it off.
We read all the comments in the chat box underneath the live stream, so feel free to send us any info you think that could help with our broadcast of the game.
Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anecdotes, comments, criticisms, congratulations. Everything's welcome. One-two count. Mannion delivers. Ripped back up the middle, off his foot. Kicked it. And for the double play. Unbelievable.
1-4-6-3 on your score sheet for that double play.
That was getting through for sure. Had Mannion not just kicked
Now
that,
batting,
deflected
third
it
baseman,
enough.
14, Mitch McKay.
Haven't seen a 1-4-6-3 in a while.
McComb corralled it. Over to Tucker Firth and on to first at Wade Kiwagishig. As you said, 1-4-6-3 double play. So Mannion looked like he was in trouble off the bat, and 2 outs now. Strike on the outside corner.
Steph Bouchy on the game changer here, a very important volunteer in our committee. I wonder if she got the 1-4-6-3 all input quickly with her thumbs into game changer. We're relying on old-fashioned paper up here in the ice shack.
Steph done a great job this week. I'm sure she's all over that one. As Manny delivers that pitch up and in for ball 1. This team's more than familiar with each other. 3rd time facing one another this week.
With a possibility for a 4th.
That's correct.
Got a question in here in the chat from Serge de Michel. The finals tomorrow will be at 3 p.m. Eastern. They'll be live streamed here. That'll be the team that wins this game against the team that claws their way up through the losers bracket. That losers bracket semifinal is at noon, and that noon game also to be live streamed will determine the bronze medal winner here at the U23 Men's Softball Canada Men's Fast Pitch Championship.
Mitch McKay unable to check his swing there. Two count. Hagerman gives the sign. Mannion rocks, fires, pushed down the 3rd baseline. Just enough of a bobble down at 3rd base.
Now batting, right fielder, number 27, Derek Erb.
In my book, that'll go as a single. I think he was going to be safe no matter what. We'll see what the official score does.
I think Torrey's able to pick that cleanly. Might have had a chance, but neither here nor there. Mitch McKay in at first.
Bienvenue, Serge.
And Derek Erb at the dish, who had himself a qualifying round to say the least. That one gets away from Hagerman. McKay scampers down to 2nd.
As you said, Ryan Erb has really distinguished himself here at the championship in the round robin portion of the event. He was named the most valuable player. Hit .474, 9 hits, 4 bombs, and 12 RBIs. That's skied.
Long run.
And it's
drops
down.
in. Dallas Kipfer wasn't able to make the long run.
Now batting, the left fielder,
Shortstop
number
and
7,
second base
Noah
went
Baker.
back on it as well, and nobody really took charge there, Adam. And ball drops.
And with 2 outs and McKay running, that's the first run of the ball game.
Tavistock on the board.
So after that momentum of that interesting double play,
True, yes.
Tavistock hasn't slowed down, and a couple of base runners and generated a run nonetheless.
Brings Noah Baker to the plate. He's first pitch swing, pulls it through the hole on the right side. Herb goes first to third. Baker's in there with a 2-out single.
Baker, another one of the Tavistock merchants that was recognized by the awards committee. He was given the distinction of being an all-star outfielder. He went with 8 hits, a homer, 6 RBI, and hit .533 to earn that honor. He wears number 7 and plays left field, as I've said before. A man after my heart, Ryan. A little bit better than another number 7 who plays left field than I know.
We'll say it's due to age. And he's got similar type speed.
Obviously, uncontested steal there to second base. Hagerman elected not to throw.
A rather common play in fast pitch softball for those who are not familiar with the sport. You always run the risk of throwing down to second and the runner on third coming home.
So Noah Baker's brother Thomas now at the plate. Thomas was the top batter in the round robin portion. To get top batter, I guess all you have to do, Ryan, is hit .833 with 9 runs batted in.
And a 1250 slugging percentage, which is unbelievable. Mannion sets, deals. Baker swings through that one.
Met a few of the Tavistock boys last night after their game. Friendly bunch of fellas enjoying a post-game Pepsi. And it was great to see the guys supporting the concession stand here after a long, hard game.
Baker pushes that one foul.
A few of the fellas were enjoying the musical entertainment that we had here in Carp on Friday night. We had a local band that played out in the outdoor rink. It was a lot of fun for locals and visitors alike.
Quick question here on the chat. Asking what speed these young men throw at. That changeup off the glove at second and in there. And the second run in as Herb comes home to score. McComb not able to squeeze the glove on that one.
Calvin Monroe.
So just to continue with that point, most of the young men here in the low 70s to high 70s, mid to high 70s. The radar gun was out earlier in the week.
They had the gun out?
Yeah, some representatives from Team Canada were under the booth here clocking, and some in the low 70s, upwards of 76, 78 miles an hour.
And to the question in the chat, the women pitch from 43 feet, the men pitch from 46.
Runner goes, trying to get, tag was made before the runner scored. Also not an uncommon play. That ends the inning and the threat. Tavistock put 2 across after the top half of the first. Score is Tavistock Merchants 2, Owen Sound Selects 0.
Why'd you slap me?
Here we go. You're on now. Tap. I love tap.
Love tap. So here we are, starting things off in the bottom of the first. Owen Sound coming to bat, down 2 already, with the ace lefty, Reese Yancey, pitching for Tavistock. Yancey, a 2002 birth, if I'm correct, is still eligible for the U20 category, but elected to play at U23. Yancey's also playing some ISC level fast pitch. I've seen him a few times at ISC level competition. So we got Owen Torrey leading off. He's the third baseman for the Owen Sound Selects.
Yancey had 14 strikeouts through 7 complete innings last night. Gets Tavistock into this game. Owen Torrey leading things off, followed by Dallas Kipfer and Clay Dolbear. Fouls that one back. Three-two pitch. Skied foul. In behind. Adam, I don't want to jinx it, but didn't have any illegal pitches last game.
We did not.
We haven't had any conversations yet. We did have a couple in the early game this morning, called on pitcher, Caden Schmatz, but skied to third and retired. Mitch McKay had plenty of time to get camped under that one.
Number 14, Dallas Kipfer.
So Dallas Kipfer coming up to the plate. Dallas was recognized for his play in the qualifying round as an all-star outfielder selection. Dallas hit .500 at 5 hits, 2 homers, and scored 7 runs. In addition to the U23 level, Dallas is playing at the International Softball Congress, the ISC level. He's on the roster of the Grand Prairie Pirates, a team that surprised a few people, I think, by their strong showings in some of the ISC tournaments that have been held prior to the big one, the World Tournament in Moline, Illinois, later this month.
That one's also up for a ball. Ball 4, down in the dirt.
Now batting the DP, number 34, Clay Dolbear.
Clay Dolbear coming to the plate, the designated player in today's game. He's played a little bit of left field as well throughout the tournament, but Coach Jamie Simpson has decided to put him into that designated player role for today's game. That doesn't mean he could still go in on defense, but he's starting off as the DP.
Coach has got some options if Mannion were to run into trouble. With Mulvey and Kuagishig both in the game right now and able to pitch, certainly some options for Owen Sound down the road. Both Yancey and catcher Calvin Monroe sort of like a strike call on that pitch. They don't get it. And that one's fouled back. Monroe gives him the sign, fires. Strike 3. Dolbear down on strikes. Brings Brady Hogue to the plate.
Brady Hogue's playing in right field today. He's a big man, swings a big bat. He's been pretty successful at the plate so far this tournament, so we'll see if he can continue.
Runner going. Bounces way off the screen. And Dallas Kipfer in at second with a stolen base. One-0 count. Yancey fires. Strike on the swing. Unable to hold up there. It's a 1-1 count with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Yancey looking to work around that 1-out walk to Kipfer. Strike 2. Hogue digs in. Yancey fires. Pitch is fouled off over the Owen Sound dugout. Ball comes back in. Hogue trying to catch the runner. Yancey hoping to win it. Ball 3 outside. Full count. Batter Brady Hogue. 2 outs. Yancey trying to get him back to the sticks. That pitch is skied. Jake Poisin camps under it.
So in the bottom of the first inning, Owen Sound got a base runner and left him on. They didn't get any hits. They didn't score any runs. So after 1 complete, it's the Tavistock Merchants 2. The Owen Sound Selects no score. So back at the park here in Carp, Ontario for the 1 versus 2 game on playoff Saturday. The Softball Canada Men's Under 23 Canadian Championship. We've got Calvin Monroe back at the plate. He was already at the plate when Hagerman threw out Thomas Baker stealing to end last inning. So Calvin Monroe, our catcher.
Fouled that first pitch off at him, 0-1 count. Swings through that one. Strike 2. able to foul that one off and stay alive. Riley Mannion threw well yesterday against Tavistock. Only gave up 5 hits and walked 1, 9 strikeouts. Stake going sound to an 8-1 win. Here he is, the pitch, down, strike 3.
Now batting the
That's
designated
Mannion's
player,
first
number
strikeout of the game.
96, Brett Monroe.
Brings up Brett Monroe, who's a designated player. Brett Monroe yesterday was unsuccessful in his attempts to get a hit off Riley Mannion, so he'll be hoping to change that in today's matchup.
Struck out looking once at him and popped out twice. Once to third and once to short. See if we can get things started. Pitch is away. That one's skied into near the pitcher's circle. And camped under that was Tucker Firth.
Now batting
Second out of the inning.
is second baseman, number 93, Jake Voisin.
So with a pair retired, Jake Voisin's coming to bat. He's playing second in today's game. Yesterday, he had a couple of Ks and a fly out to center field against Mannion. He DP'd in that one.
Checks his swing. As confirmed by first base umpire. Michel Saint-Jean or Marcel?
Marcel Saint-Jean.
Marcel Saint-Jean. That one's down and in. Ball 2. Great crowd here today, Adam, despite the heat. Lots of fans here at the ballpark.
Yep, there are. It's nice to see people enjoying this week-long tournament, almost a week long. Oh.
Check swing foul. 2-1. Not surprisingly, the left field stands are rather empty. Center field with some rather large trees providing shade, a little more full. As are the first base stands. Here's the 2-1 pitch for Mannion. Pulled to short, backhanded by Firth and on to Kiwagishik for the third out of the inning.
So nothing across the board there for Tavi in the top of the second, excuse me. So going into the bottom of 2, we've got Wade Kiwagishik coming to bat, followed by Mac Mulvey and Brendan Hagerman. With the score 2-0 for the Tavistock Merchants.
So score of 2-0 here, Adam. Coming up in the bottom of the second for the selects. Kiwagishig, Mulvey, and Hagerman, as you said.
Kiwagishig had a good night at the plate there last night when he faced Tavi. It was a different pitcher, but he was 2 for 4 with a 3-run bomb and a single. So Yancey, the hard-throwing lefty, I've been told by some reliable sources, he was in the 72 to 75 mile an hour range yesterday on the radar. So you face that pitch, he starts from 46 feet, he lands at about 38 feet and releases that ball. You do not have a lot of reaction time there. And then he mixes in that left-handed changeup occasionally as well.
That one's pulled down the first base line. They get him at first. Kiwagishig does not agree. Tavistock didn't think the ball was fair to begin with.
Thomas Baker knocked it down.
Now batting,
it rolled into foul territory. He scrambled over to get it and soft-tossed it over to Jake Voisin to get the out at first.
Great cover by Voisin on that play.
So that brings to the plate Mac Mulvey. Mac's playing left field.
Strong left-handed pitcher in his own right, Adam.
That's true. Mac can pitch.
That's a ball down. That one's hit hard to straightaway center field. Back. Gone! Home run, Mac Mulvey.
He put that right in the apparel tent. Well-struck softball by Mulvey to get Owen Sound having the lead, making it a 2-1 ball game.
Saw what he liked and took care of it.
Doesn't look like any apparel was hurt in that.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Brendan Hagerman.
So Yancey looks to reset after giving up that solo shot to Mac Mulvey.
Brings Brendan Hagerman to the plate. Hagerman's catching. He's caught quite a few of the games here during the week for the Owen Sound Selects. He was injured in a game on, the days are all blending. I believe it was Thursday and had to come out. Took a foul ball off the top of the knee. But it's just part of the catcher's life back there, Ryan.
I did have a chat with him yesterday. He said it was good enough to go, so in the lineup he was yesterday and again today. I think that's the only time, Adam, I haven't seen him call a game for Owen Sound. That being said, I may have missed a game. I believe I did, actually. They played Alvinston, did they not? On Diamond 2 earlier in the week. Game I was not watching. Yancey rocks, fires. Chopped back to Yancey, scoops it onto first and gets him in time. Good play there by the pitcher to come in and get the out at first.
That brings up Tucker Firth, the shortstop for the Owen Sound Selects. Firth's already made a couple of great defensive plays. He's now up bat with 2 out. His team down by a run in the bottom of the second inning.
Swings through that one for strike one.
Tucker Firth, just one of the many players involved in this game that are members of Team Ontario and will be participating in the Canada Summer Games later this month in Niagara.
Found some success yesterday, Adam, going 2 for 3 with a walk, a single, a double, and an RBI. Pushes that one to second. And he is retired by Voisin.
So the solo shot is the source of a run for the Owen Sound Selects in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on. So after 2 complete innings, it's the Tavistock Merchants 2, the Owen Sound Selects 1.
Fielder number 24, Mason McKay.
So back with you at the top of the third inning. If you're just joining us, the Owen Sound Selects are down 2-1 to the Tavistock Merchants. The winner of this game gets a direct pass to the championship final tomorrow at 3 p.m. here at Carp, Ontario at the Softball Canada U23 Men's National Fast Pitch Championship. Riley
Mannion.
go ahead.
You go right ahead.
Riley Mannion on the slab for Owen Sound. He's facing the 9-hitter, or excuse me, the top of the shop for Tavistock, Mason McKay, the center fielder.
That one drops in, digging for second, and he's in there with a head first slide for a leadoff double. Called him out. I missed that. Not sure if we have a replay on that at all. No?
I believe what happened, Ryan, is that he got off the bag to dust himself off. He did not have time called, and he was tagged out. So I would assume that we would score that as a double.
Yes.
But then he's put out
Batting the shortstop, number
afterwards.
16, Sam Bowman.
So Mannion escapes early trouble in an inning once again. See if they can take that momentum. Pushes that out to left. Mac Mulvey retires Sam Bowman.
So that's 2 out. Now
Batting the third baseman,
Mason
number
McKay's brother, Mitch
14,
McKay's at bat.
McKay.
Both Mason and Mitch were recognized as all-stars at the preliminary round. Mitch was a utility player nomination. He was 10 hits and scored 10 runs and drove in 4 while hitting .588 and playing multiple defensive positions. He had a single earlier in the first inning and scored the first run of the game for the Merchants.
Tough play there on Mason McKay, Adam. Always important to call time. He probably thought he had it. Someone had called it for him maybe and stood up and tagged out after a great hit and use of his speed to get into second.
Now, no criticism here of Coach Kevin Zare, but I know when I coach third, I'll often be screaming for time when a play like that happens and see, get it as quickly as possible. Maybe the coach was barking. I wasn't watching what exactly he was doing, but certainly, as you said, it's important to request time as soon as possible so those unfortunate incidents don't occur.
That one's pushed up the middle, off the glove of Tucker Firth.
And that play would have scored a run probably.
Now
Well,
batting the right
probably not. I guess he
fielder,
would have been
number
stranded at third,
27,
or stuck at
Garrett
third. But
Herb.
Not sure how they're going to score that. McKay with the wheels. I think that's a tough play regardless if he comes up with it.
I agree. It's a hit on my book right now anyway. Derek Erb at bat. The qualifying round's most valuable player. Singled and drove in a run in the first.
First pitch outside for ball one. Pitch on the way. Herb skies that one here up against the fence and out into the stands. Brought in some additional stands here for the week, Adam.
Yeah, those were nicely provided by the Carp Agricultural Society, which has been a real big supporter of this event. The Carp Fair is held this year, September 22nd to the 25th, and their tagline is the best little fair in Canada. It's a great event, draws people from all around, a big economic generator for the West Carleton area.
Runner goes. McKay in there with no throw. So into scoring position for Herb. As Tavistock knocking on the door once again. With 2 outs. Herb pushes that one to left. Mulvey camped under it. Makes the catch and retires aside.
So after 2.5, the Owen Sound Selects are still trailing 2-1 to the Tavistock Merchants. My book shows 2 hits there, 1 man left on, and no errors. We'll see how it's scored in the official score. Coming back at you soon in the back of the side of the third inning. In the bottom of the third, Owen Sound's coming to bat, trailing by a run, and Mitch McComb, the second baseman, will face off against Reese Yancey.
Yancey starts him out with the ball in the dirt. Slaps that one down to third. On to first. One retired. Mitch McKay with a nice scoop and throw.
Number 3, Owen Torrey.
Owen Torrey popped out to the third baseman in his first appearance at the plate.
First pitch swing. Up and across Juanita Street here behind us. That one's hit into the gap. Torrey going for third. Oh, hesitated. Gets hung up. And he's tagged out.
How are we scoring that one? 8-6, 4-6?
I think so.
Some interesting.
Really too bad for Owen
Now
Torrey.
batting the center
I think
fielder,
he
number
was digging for
14,
3, and I think
Dallas
he had
Baker.
it. Hesitated coming around second.
He would have had it. The cut was missed there just by a bit, and
was.
I'm pretty confident he would have been safely in at third base. But now there's 2 out.
So
Yeah.
2 and unfortunate. I guess we can call the first one maybe a base running error for each team. Erasing a couple of good hits. And Kipfer looks at a strike. Rise ball misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yancey delivers. That pushes the count full. I think I had the wrong count there. Not shocking if I did. It's happened a couple times this week. 3-2 pitch. Skied. Jake Poisson trying to camp under it. The breeze gives him a bit of trouble, but he records the out.
So after 3 complete, we've got Tavistock leading the game 2-1 over the Owen Sound Selects. There was 1 hit in that inning, but nobody left on base, and they didn't score a run. So we're going to the top of 4. This game's moving along relatively quickly. We'll be back shortly. So we're back here in Carp, Ontario for the top of the 4th inning in the 1-2 game here, with the winner advancing to tomorrow's championship final at 3 p.m. Noah Baker's going to lead things off for the Tavistock Merchants here in the top of the 4th.
Merchants have 5 hits through 3 innings off Riley Mannion. Adam able to push 2 runs across. First pitch swinging. Kiwagishig with the nice scoop at first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th.
Now batting the first baseman, number 49, Thomas Baker.
Thomas is playing first base today. He sometimes plays on the other corner, but he's on first today. He first appearance at the plate, he reached on an error, but was subsequently caught stealing.
Gets hit by the pitch there. On that caught stealing you're talking about, Adam, had the runner scored before he was tagged, that run would have counted. But Owen Sound able to apply the tag on Baker before.
Often you'll see that play as a delayed steal, where you intentionally draw the throw and try and get into a rundown to allow that run to score. That wasn't the strategy that Tavistock used, probably because there was 2 outs. Tried the straight steal and hope draw to throw and be able to score the run. Get both. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hagerman does have a good arm.
Baker getting a good jump, ball down. Peels, no swing.
Eight base runners so far for Tavistock through into the top of the 4th. It's probably what they were hoping for. That's
That
launched.
one's drilled
That's launched.
at the wall. Gone!
Straight away center. Die straight. Directly from our point of view and out on a rope.
2-run home run by Calvin Monroe, demonstrating the power he's had earlier in the tournament as well. Puts the Merchants up 4-1.
These two teams have a healthy rivalry. The Tavistock bench erupted as soon as that ball was hit.
Player number 96.
Kipfer looked like he might have a chance. Wasn't sure if it was getting out, and sure enough, it had just enough legs to get over the straightaway center field fence. That one pushed to left. Mulvey makes the catch. 2 retired.
So Brett Monroe out on that fly ball brings up Jake Voisin, the second baseman. He grounded out to the shortstop last time. Tucker Firth made a nice play to throw him out at 1.
Batting the second baseman, number 93, Jake Wasson.
Jake Voisin looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. Pitch on the way. That one a little too inside. Bennion delivers again. Ball's outside on the other corner. Strike called on the swing.
Mannion putting a little bit of juice on the ball now. Throwing hard.
2-2 count. Trying to take him to the sticks here. Mannion digs, delivers. Strike 3. Voisin down looking.
That's Mannion's second strikeout of the game, but before that, a home run, 2-run shot mashed by Calvin Monroe puts the Tavistock Merchants up 4-1 after 3.5 innings. So we're coming in here to the bottom of the fourth inning. Owen Sound hoping to respond to that 2-run rally that Tavistock put up in the top of the frame. Clay Dolbear, the designated player, is at the dish. He struck out in his first plate appearance.
Yancey high with the first one.
Some pepper on that. It looks like a little discussion between the plate umpire Jean-Michel Laliberté and Reese Yancey about his pitching style. Possibly the shoot issue coming up here, which has been previously discussed in other games at this event. The winner of this game, if you weren't aware, advances directly to the 3 p.m. final tomorrow. The loser of this game goes to the noon semifinal and will play against the winner of the Quebec-Saskatchewan game to be played at 7 o'clock tonight.
Interesting there, Adam. I hope this does not become an issue, especially here in the fourth inning with both pitchers throwing extremely well. Yancey up in the zone. Ball 2. Dolbear digs in. Yancey misses outside. That one in there for a strike. Ball 4. So Dolbear with a leadoff walk here to start the top or the bottom of the fourth for the Selects.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Brady Hogue.
That brings up the right fielder, Brady Hogue. We have a little mound visit here in discussion. Just want to bring up our marquee sponsor here for the Softball Canada Under-23 Men's Fastball Canadian Championship being held here in Carp, Ontario. That would be Alterna Savings. Alterna Savings really stepped up to the plate to help out the organizing committee to ensure that this event could be financially viable. Without sponsors like Alterna Savings, events like this would be very difficult to run. So thank you, Alterna. They've been here all week handing out goodies, sunglasses and those inflatable wham bam thingies, and toques yesterday.
Toques,
There
yes.
were toques yesterday for
30
those.
degrees and a
Yeah,
group of young lads
yeah.
rocking the orange toques.
Maybe their parents made them wear them so they wouldn't lose them around the park here. It was pretty filled yesterday with young and old and all ages.
So it looks like the conversation is about the shoot, Adam and Yancey. Not animated, but clearly not too happy to be having this conversation at this point in the game. And the Tavistock coach came out. I don't think he's doing anything that he hasn't been doing all game, but so Hogue up with Dolbear on first. In the bottom of the fourth, nobody out. Dolbear drew a leadoff walk. Yancey struggling to find the zone here to start the fourth. Hogue fouls that one off. One-two count to Hogue. Dolbear on first. Yancey delivers. Misses with that changeup.
Held his hands back well. You get somebody throwing at 72, 74 miles an hour from 46 feet that mixes in a 52-mile-an-hour spinner.
Tough to adjust.
You really have to trust your hands, as the saying goes.
He gets him swinging. Nice rise ball there from Yancey.
That was a beauty. That's only Yancey's second strikeout, perhaps somewhat surprisingly, with how well he's throwing.
Both pitchers seemingly pitching to contact and letting their defense do the work. Pitch there on the outside corner. Strike one. Big signal there from Kiwagishig. Down 0-2 here in the count. That rise ball misses. Dolbear scampers down to second. So there's runner in scoring position. Kiwagishig with a 1-2 count against. Pushes that one foul up over his own team's dugout. And pulls this one foul the other way, out of play. Good effort there by Baker. Ball ultimately out of play, and Kiwagishig still alive, 1-2 count. Yancey skips that change up in for ball two. Two-two pitch on the way. Kiwagishig rolls over on it. Baker makes the unassisted out at first.
Second time that Wade's hit a ball hard to first base.
Now batting the left fielder, number 9, Mac Mulvey.
So Mac Mulvey was the guy that drove in the only run for the Owen Sound Selects, a solo shot that got the team pumped up back in the second inning. Mulvey's been pretty busy out in left field as well on the defensive side.
First pitch strike. Certainly be helpful if Owen Sound can catch the runner from third. Doesn't look like that's going to happen as Mulvey slaps it down to McKay at third and on to first to retire the side.
So after the leadoff walk, they left Dolbear on the base. They didn't get any hits, didn't score any runs, so Owen Sound Selects are still trailing the Tavistock Merchants 4-1 coming into the top of the fifth. So welcome back. We're in the top of the fifth inning now. Tavistock looking to build on the 4-1 lead that they have over Owen Sound. Mason McKay's at the plate. Right now, he's 2 for 2. He's had a single and a double. And both times he was put out under strange circumstances. And the first time, he was the victim of a 1-4-6-3 double play ball. And there's another hit for Mitch McKay.
Rips that one.
In his second out bat, he hit a double, but went off the bag to dust off his pants and was tagged out thinking he had time. But he's 3 for 3.
Now batting the shortstop, number 16.
Rip that one back up the middle,
Sam
Adam.
Bowman.
Just past the outstretched glove of Tucker Firth and Riley Mannion, or gloves of both Tucker Firth and Riley Mannion.
So Sam Bauman, he's 0 for 2 today. Drops a nice bunt down. Successful sack bunt, moving McKay over to second.
That was a great bunt, and a good job by Riley Mannion to get over to third and cover, making sure that Mason
Now
McKay
batting
stayed
the
played
third baseman, number 14,
at second.
Mitch McKay.
Brings Mitch McKay to the plate.
Just like his brother, he's 2 for 2. Pair of singles so far.
Mannion with the pitch. Swings through that one for strike one.
Chat here now with plate umpire Jean-Michel Laliberté with Riley Mannion.
Brief little chat.
Jamie Simpson coming out to participate in the discussion. Jamie himself was a high-level junior pitcher back in the 90s from the Owen Sound area. Now very dedicated to coaching. Jamie's also an assistant coach with Team Ontario, as well as doing his duties as a club coach here with the Selects, alongside Dad Bill Simpson. And for this tournament, he has help from Mike Mulvey.
I wonder if that's just an evening of the score after conversation with Yancey, but I don't see either pitcher doing anything differently than they have been all game. Mannion delivers. That one's pushed back up the middle. Nice play by Tucker Firth and on to first for the second out.
That's a
Gishig.
really nice play by Firth to save a run there and get an
Now
out.
batting the right fielder, number 27.
Gishig fired down to Torrey at third.
Dale.
McKay back in time. That certainly was scoring a run, and Tucker Firth did a great job getting across the bag there at second base and firing it on to first.
So Derek Erb at the plate. He's got a 1 for 2 so far. The run batted in and a single and a fly out to left field.
Looks like that foul ball caught home plate umpire in the hand.
The Owen Sound Selects trainer out.
Not mistaken, Jean-Michel Laliberté got hit in the same hand earlier in the tournament. Arm, or this might be the hand, but I think that same arm in the forearm. Again, as you said, Adam, the days all kind of blending in together here for us, but I think it might have been Thursday. While we have a second, given a number of shout-outs, but give one more here at least to Sean and Sheldon at RKP Productions in the booth with us, and Sheldon running one of the cameras down on the field in this blistering heat. That angle you see now is Sheldon working the camera for us, and they've done an amazing job all week putting this event on the live stream for us.
Absolutely. Imagine putting up with us in this little shack for the entire duration of a week.
Thankfully, there's screens and a bit of a breeze coming through. The sun is beaming right into the booth here, but Herb skies that back behind us foul. It hasn't been without our hiccups. The mixing board went down. Some cameras have been knocked out. And the guys just keep rolling. Mannion scoops that one in the dirt. Keeps McKay at third. Herb working the count. Fouls that one off. Got home plate umpire once again, but I think in the protective chest padding.
A lot on the line in this game. Direct path to the championship final without having to play any other games.
Mannion sets. Ball outside. Owen Sound wanted that call. It was just outside. Pushes the count to 2-2. Mannion gets a sign. Rocks. Sets. Delivers. Herb hammers it into the ground. He's speedy. They're able to get him just in time. Mitch McComb on to first.
So Tavistock's Mason McKay, who led off with a single, was moved to second on a sack bunt and advanced to third on the ground out, but there's no runs for Tavi in the top of the fifth. So after 4.5 complete, it's Tavistock Merchants 4, Owen Sound Selects 1.
You're on the scoreboard, 95.
All right, we're back. It's the bottom of the fifth. We're moving along quickly. Owen Sound down 4-1 to the Tavistock Merchants. The catcher, Brendan Hagerman, at the plate. He grounded out to Yancey in his previous at-bat. Yancey rolling through the fifth inning. After 4 complete, he's only given up 2 hits. One of them a solo shot to Mac Mulvey.
Hagerman fouls that one off after looking at ball one on the first pitch. So the count's 1-1. Temperature hasn't dropped at all. The breeze has picked up a little bit to cool things off, but still in the low 30s with humidex around 40. A 2-1 count here to Hagerman. That pitch is in there for strike 2.
Hagerman from the Napanee area playing with the Owen Sound Club here at the U23 level. He and Riley Mannion both participated in the Napanee Express program through the years. He strikes out, bringing Tucker Firth to the plate.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22, Tucker Firth.
Tucker Firth grounded out to second in his previous plate appearance, but Tucker Firth has made some excellent plays at shortstop on the defensive side of the ball, Ryan.
That one, last inning, certainly saved a run. coming across in behind second and throwing across his body to get the speedy Mitch McKay at first. Owen Sound certainly not wanting to go down another run this late in the game. The way Yancey's throwing. A 3-run lead, not insurmountable, but tough nonetheless. That pitch is down. Three-0 count. Pitch is in there for strike one. 3-1. That pitch is in there as well for strike two. 3-2 count. Not able to check his swing. Goes down on strikes.
That's Yancey's 4th strikeout of the game. 2nd strikeout of the inning.
Now batting the second baseman, number 11.
Mitch McComb, who's playing the 2-bag for Owen Sound, now coming to the plate. He grounded out to third baseman Mitch McKay in his previous at-bat.
First pitch in there for strike one. Ball down. 1-1. Gets McComb swinging at a rise ball. 1-2 count to Mitch McComb. McComb smacks that one. Just foul. Missing a home run by, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 feet there, Adam.
Yeah, he put a good twist into that one, but it's certainly, there's no question it was foul. So no controversy is a good thing. Mitch gets another chance. Chief Hydration Officer here is to help us out. Thank you, Eric.
Pitch from Yancey. Up and out of the zone. So after all that, McComb works the count full. If he can get on, it'll roll the lineup over, and off the end of his bat, Voisin on to Baker. The side is retired.
So that's 1-2-3 for Owen Sound in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to be back in the top of the 6th with Tavistock Merchants up 4-1. So we're here in the top of the 6th inning. Tavistock coming to bat.
Tavistock, the left fielder, number 7.
They're up
Noah
4-1
Baker.
with a pass to the championship final tomorrow on the line. Noah Baker's at the plate. He reached on an error earlier and grounded out to first base.
Skies that one up behind us here. Into the ditch. I'm just saying, Adam, no holes in either of these lineups. Both pitchers throwing well, given the dangerous bats for both teams.
Absolutely. When a guy like Riley Mannion only has 2 strikeouts through 5 complete, you're facing a tough hitting lineup for sure.
That one's pushed to left center. Dallas Kipper tracks it, makes the catch, and retires Baker for the first out of the inning.
Went a long way for that one. Thomas Baker now coming up following brother Noah. He was hit by a pitch last inning and ended up scoring on the Calvin Monroe homer. I'm sure he wants to get on base again. I'm not so sure he wants to get drilled again.
Never a good feeling, but when you come around to score, it takes a bit of the sting out of it. Checks his swing. Ball 1. That one's pulled down the right side. Just into foul territory. One count to Thomas Baker. Mannion gets one that he likes. Baker set the sign. Digs in. Facing a 1-1 count. Riley sets. Fires. Rolls over on it to second. Scooped and shoveled to first for the second out. Mitch McComb's been busy over there at second today, Adam.
Yeah, he's made a lot of plays, had to make a lot of plays. So Calvin Monroe, the catcher, is coming up. He spanked one out. Dive straight shot to center in his previous at-bat. He's the reason why the lead increased, and that pitch was very close to him.
Might be careful here. Brett Monroe yet to get on base. They might be careful with him, but Riley Mannion right down the hoop with that one. Gassed it up a little bit. 1-1 count. Change up. Push back at Mannion. Off his glove. And on to first for the third out of the inning. Great play by Riley Mannion.
So that's a clean 1-2-3 inning for Owen Sound. Tavistock, no runs in that inning. They're up 4-1 still, but we've got the top of the order coming up for Owen Sound in the bottom of the 6th. So we're back here at the bottom of the 6th inning in Carp, Ontario at the 1 versus 2 game. The Softball Canada Under-23 Championship here in Carp. Top of the order for Owen Sound as they hope to narrow this 4-1 lead that Tavistock has. Owen Torrey's up. He's 1 for 2 today with a double, which he got caught in that double in a dilly of a pickle and ended up getting thrown out.
Pitch is high for ball 1. 1-1 count here to Torrey, who, as he said, unfortunately, there he rips another one into the gap.
Same gap. He's going
digging for second. Throws just a bit high, and he's in there with the double to lead things off.
Torrey's the kind of guy that's thinking 2 probably every time he hits the softball.
I would agree.
14, Dallas Kipfer.
It brings up Kipfer. He's got a walk and a pop-up.
So Yancey surrenders a leadoff double, and Kipfer looking to cut into that 4-1 Merchants lead. Rise ball out of the zone, into the fence, and Torrey scampers down to third.
That's an important 60 feet, Ryan.
Selects in business here with a runner on third and nobody out. Adam.
He might be running on any contact play in the infield here with his speed.
His wheels too. If that ball gets too far away from Calvin Monroe, he could score from third. That one's in there for a strike.
I noticed as the half inning ended and we went to break, Coach Jamie Simpson huddled up with all the Owen Sound players and imagine was doing his best to inspire them to mount a comeback this inning.
Good changeup by Yancey there. 1-2 count. Kipfer fouls that one on high off the screen.
Oh!
Monroe just about took that one in the chin off the bounce. Managed to avoid it. The rise ball out of the zone. Can't get Kipfer to chase. So as you said, Adam, very important run there, standing on third with nobody out. And the Select's down 3. That one's ripped down the left field line.
Hopefully any fan over there. It's difficult to see from our vantage point, but
pretty sure that was our camera person. Sheldon.
Sheldon, if you're okay, send a sign.
Just give us a thumbs up, Sheldon, if you're okay. Okay, we've got a wave. He's all right.
All right, thank goodness. We can't lose Sheldon.
Ball 3 high. Pushes the count full, I believe. Yes.
You are.
Ball 4 up in the zone. So the Select's in business.
This is the first time that the Selects have had 2 base runners on this whole game, and we're into the 6th here. Mound visit here to perhaps to decide what they're going to do if Kipfer elects to steal second. With one swing of the bat, Clay Dolbear could even this score, and he is definitely a candidate to do so.
Agreed. Ball's up and in. So apparently Adam Sheldon's okay. Did take the ball in the shin, but
ouch,
he's all right. He's a gamer. 1-1. Good spot there by Yancey. He's been working up in the zone most of this inning and throws a nice drop ball in the outside corner. Can go back there again. So Torrey comes home, but a nice play by Jake Voisin to tag Kipfer and throw on to first. Turning the double play, the Merchants conceding the run. I think Voisin could have come home there and potentially had a play, but wisely takes the 2 outs and concedes the 1 run.
So it's 4-2 now. The bases are empty. Brady Hoag's at bat. He's popped up and struck out.
Yancey does give up a run, but gets himself out of a bit of trouble. That one's driven to right.
The wind really looked like it pushed that one back. He seemed to get a good piece of it, but in any event, that's the 3rd out of the inning with only 1 run on 1 hit. There weren't any errors by the Tavistock D. After 6 complete, we've got the Tavistock Merchants leading the Owen Sound Selects 4-2 in the 1-2 game to see which team gets the bye to the championship final tomorrow at 3 p.m. All right, here we are. It's the top of the 7th. Tavistock coming to the bat here. They're up 4-2. Mannion still dealing from the circle. He's only allowed 7 hits. He struck out a pair of Tavistock batters. The big difference right now is the 2-run shot by Calvin Monroe in the 4th. So Brett Monroe's put out 4-3 for the first out of the 7th.
Rolled over on that one to second baseman Mitchell Combe.
Now batting the second baseman, number 93, Jake Voisin.
Jake Voisin, he's 0 for 2 today. Oh, look like we have a change here. So it looks like Coach Kevin Zare is putting in Jack Becker to hit in a pinch hit situation here in the 7th, replacing Jake Voisin. There's 1 out for Becker.
We have a change for the Tavistock Merchants. Out is number 93, Jake Voisin, and in is number 2, and now batting, Jack Becker.
Now you tell me, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, Voisin can go back in defensively.
Yes, they'd have to re-enter him into the game. They definitely can do that if they choose to do so.
Likely. Good decision. That one slapped into center on the line and pinch hit single for Becker.
So that rolls things over to the top of the lineup. And the 3 for 3, Mason McKay, the center fielder's now at bat. He's got a double and 2 singles. He's been swinging a good bat. all tournament, right from the round robin and on. So Tavistock looking to add to their 4-2 lead.
Mannion up and out of the zone for ball one. McKay, Bauman. McKay here for the Merchants. One out. Runner on first. McKay swings through that one. 1-1 count. Case squares, fouls it off. I think he might have caught Owen Sound by surprise there. If he was able to get it down, he might have beaten it out.
Caught me by surprise.
He's been swinging a hot stick, so laying down a bunt, not something that they'd necessarily be expecting. 2 strikes here. He'll be swinging away. Ball outside. 2-2. Riley Mannion finally able to retire. Mason McKay strikes out on a nice
Now batting the
kind of rising curve on the outside part of the plate to get some swinging.
So that brings up Sam Bowman. He's hit into a double play, flown out to left field and dropped a sac bunt.
Pitch number 1. Outside for ball 1. The Merchants would love to get an extra run here of insurance heading into the bottom of the 7th. Reese Yancey's been throwing well at him, but any run helps.
Absolutely, and they've got a excellent hitting lineup on the Owen Sound side of the park, so there's no doubt that Tavistock would be very happy to add an insurance run or runs.
Owen skies that 1-1 pitch to left, and he's retired.
So despite the pinch hit by Jack Becker, who came off the bench with an out and stroked one out to right field, the Owen Sound Selects get out of that. It's 4 for Tavistock Merchants, 2 for the Owen Sound Selects. We're going into the bottom of the 7th with Owen Sound's last chance.
Number 93, Jake Wesson.
So the scorekeeper just announced that Jack Becker, the pinch hitter, would be re-entered for. So Jake Voisin's back in at second base. Wade Kowalczyk is now at bat. He'll look to put a charge into things and start off for Owen Sound here in the bottom of the 7th with his club down 4-2 and a pass to the championship final at 3 p.m. on the line.
Kowalczyk takes a healthy cut, levels the count at 1-1. Did display some home run power here this week, so he can change the score on his own. Fouls that one off the inside of his leg. Going to take a moment to gather himself. That was straight into his shin, Adam. Inside part of his leg there. And
unpleasant feeling.
have to try and shake that off. 1-2 count facing him here. Not able to check his swing. Down on strikes is Wade Kiwagishik for the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting the left fielder, number 9, Mac Mulvey.
So Mac Mulvey's at the plate now. He had a solo homer back in the second inning, which cut the lead to 2-1. Grounded out to third in his second at-bat.
Hoping to at least get on here, Adam, but I'm sure he'd love to change the score as well. And pushes that one through the hole on the right side. And Owen's down in business with a base runner and 1 out.
Look at the hustle here from Bat Boy McGuire Smale. Look at him go. Big fist bump for Coach Jamie.
Now batting the catcher, number 17, Brendan Hagerman.
He's been an entertaining addition to the Owen Sound team all week. Good job, McGuire. So Brendan Hagerman's up bat. He's got a man on. There's 1 out. His team is down by 2.
Change up in there for a strike. Drop by Monroe. Mulvey advances to second, so an extra 60 feet for the Selects. Looking to cash that runner from second with 1 out, facing a 2-run deficit here in the bottom of the 7th. Hagerman pushes that one foul down the right field line. Yancey throwing well so far. 5 strikeouts on the day, only 3 hits. And that one corralled by Herb and fired back in to keep Mulvey at second. Nice running catch by qualifying round MVP Derek Herb.
Yeah, it was a nice play. Saved a run,
Now
saved a
batting
base
shortstop,
runner.
number 22.
It was a well struck ball by Hagerman, but he didn't get any result out of that, just a fly ball out. So we've got Tucker Firth coming up. He's 0 for 2. Game's on the line here, bottom of the 7th, 2 out.
He's got some power in that bat though, Adam, so we'll see if he can tie things up or at least get the Selects 1 closer. Tried to check his swing on that rise ball, unable to, so he's down 0-1 in the count. Yancey looking to shut the door on this game and get his team through to the final. Nice change up in there for strike 2. So the Selects down to their last strike. They hope to stay alive. Yancey wastes one up and out of the zone. 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. That one up off Calvin Monroe's glove, but favorable bounce off the backstop. Mulvey wisely staying put at second. He's probably going to score on anything that gets by anyhow. Tavistock probably concede the 1. So he certainly doesn't want to get thrown out at third.
No, that would be a suboptimal way to end the game, that's for sure.
So after going down early in the count, Tucker Firth works it back to a 3-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. I'm not sure who called for time there. Catcher Calvin Monroe wanting to make sure he stays on the same page as pitcher Reese Yancey. 2 out, bottom of the 7th. 3-2 pitch on the way. Spoiled by Firth. A nice play by Mitch McComb there to corral the foul ball off the fence. And another 3-2 pitch on the way to Tucker Firth. 2 outs, 3-2 pitch. And he loses him. The rise ball out of the zone.
Now batting.
So Mitch McComb with a chance to potentially win the game with his team down 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th and 2 men on. That's only the 4th walk of the game for Yancey. Mitch McComb's grounded out a couple of times in his previous at-bats, but Coach Simpson showing faith in him. He's still into swing here.
Yancey misses with that pitch. Ball 1. Wind swirling here suddenly at the diamond. 2-0. Oh, time called as third baseman Mitch McKay was tying his shoe and nobody seemed to see it.
That's why we have 4 officials on this game, to pick up these important factoids, I suppose, Ryan. That would have been handy, him to smash one down the third base line to a shoe-tying third baseman.
Ball 3.
What do you think here, Ryan? Green light from Coach Simpson?
Oh, 2 outs? I would say no. Always better to have that second run at second rather than swing into the final out of the game. McComb squares the bunt and pulls back and lets it go by him for strike 1. Wouldn't be surprised if he lets another one go here, Adam. Swings through a drop ball in the inside corner. Count is full. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Ball 4 up in the zone. It's going to roll over the lineup once again, Adam, and bring Owen Torrey to the plate.
Owen Torrey's got a pair of doubles in this game.
Owen Torrey.
He's 2 for 3 with those 2 doubles. He scored the second run for Owen Sound. Chance here.
Can't check his swing on that first pitch. Yancey up 0-1. Certainly a chance, as you said, Adam, to play hero and cash at least 2 runs, if not more. And
with 2 out, you could a leaker single could score 2. Went back to the rise ball, but that one was just a little bit too far out of the zone.
So 1-1 count. Just a quick reset. We have 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The bases are loaded. 1-1 pitch on the way. In there for strike 2. So Yancey way up in the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to selects leadoff hitter Owen Torrey, who's had himself a day. Pitch on the way. Ripped foul down the third base line. Yancey's still up 1-2. Torrey was ahead of that one, but put a good swing on it. See what they go with here. Skies that one. Mitch McKay camps under it and makes the third out of the game. Third out of the inning to end the game for the Tavistock Merchants.
That was a great game of fast pitch softball in the 1 versus 2 game. Now, The Tavistock Merchants will advance to the championship final tomorrow at 3 p.m. Owen Sound will face the winner of Saskatchewan, Quebec, who play at 7 tonight. Your winning pitcher was Reese Yancey. He went the distance all 7. He only allowed 2 earned runs, 4 hits, he walked 5, and he struck out 5. The losing pitcher, Riley Mannion, who threw all 7, 4 runs allowed, of 3 of which were earned. He allowed 8 hits, he didn't walk a single batter, and he struck out 3. This could be a preview of our championship final tomorrow, Ryan.
A wonderful game of fast-pitch softball, and all the fans certainly appreciate it. We are in for a great day tomorrow, and we're in for another great game here at 7 o'clock between the Team Quebec and the Delisle Fort Protection Pride out of Saskatchewan.
All right, we're out of here for now. We'll be back at about 7 o'clock or whenever the umpires get the next one started.